Now the webinar for Precast Concrete for the slabs begins. And my name is Valensas. I'm structural engineer and application engineer, and I work in AGACAD. So our mission is to build BIM together across the world, and we are developers of solutions for Revit, add-ons for Revit. We have more than 11,000 users in different countries. And our promise to our users is that we will help and continue to eliminate all the unnecessary tasks which do not create value. If you would visit our webpage, you will find quite a big bunch of our tools. So you will find different kind of tools, but today I will talk about Precast Concrete. You will see 5 tools listed here. Smart walls I will not use today. It's not relevant today. But you will see that some of our tools, they belong, let's say, floor panel layout, it belongs to other solutions and so on. So all of the tools I will use today, they are not related only to Precast Concrete, but they could be also used in different areas to insert details, to sort elements, to create chapter drawings, and so on. So if we talk about Precast Concrete, we will talk about how to insert details, how to sort elements, and how to create drawings. So we hope that Precast Concrete will give you a possibility to work on the same platform, and you will not need to switch to other platforms to finish your job. You don't need to probably to switch to AutoCAD or other platforms. I hope so, and just continue to work in Revit and just have that the value of the BIM can give you. Okay, these are the tools which are listed in a Precast Concrete suite. So we have floor panel layout. I will show this one, this one, this one, and this one for the automatic drawings at the end. So you will see just how to split floor into the separate panels, how to create different kind of slabs by using insert details. So I will show a couple of examples. Then how automatically sort, renumber elements, and just prepare some sharp drawings. Some information about other webinars. So next week probably we'll do the webinar about walls, the same as today about floors. So this will be only about walls, how to create them, and then later on we will look into the beams and columns. So okay, live demo about this tool. So I will switch just to Revit screen, and you should see my Revit screen now. Let me check it. Okay, I think you see it. Okay, so good. Now I have such a sample project. I have created already some different floors. So I used floors and details for this kind of elements to create, which you see now. Okay, so maybe just reinforcement I placed manually by using Revit functionality. Just keep that in mind also. Okay, let's take a look. So first of all, I will use floor panel layout. I will use it just from this floating panel. All the other tools are in tools for BIM doc. I have it here, so you can install them, install BIM tools for BIM doc from our website, and then from this store tab you can install and have a trial of any of our solution for 2 weeks. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll start from floor panel layout. So I have a floor, just like a big one floor, Revit regular floor, and I will split this into the panels. So first of all I will choose to assign some floors to the elements to make them as supports. So I will pick this one and I will select the floor, and now I will select some beams on the outside boundary just to define some edges of the floor. Then add supports with this one. So I will select the floor now and beams. So this one, and you see actually the line appears here. So I will click on this one, and maybe this one, and let me show you that now I have splitting lines, right? So these splitting lines are not just regular splitting lines, they are also related to the elements I select. So these elements could be beam, grid line, or wall. So okay, let me see. I need a couple of more divisions. So I will use this one. I will split it like this also. Okay, one more time. I will select this one and this one. So now I have such regions split it, right? So I want to now my floor go just like this in one region and in another region. So I just splitted them into different regions. And yeah, I will not use other functionality, but there are some update and delete options, of course, to control these floors. Now, panel layout. The other tab will be to plan how your slabs will be distributed. So again, I have different create, update, and then modify and delete options. So here under panel layout settings, I have such a settings when I can make it just define what should be the width of my panel and the splitting direction. So when I set up this, I can do create panel by face. So you see individual faces highlighting, but actually I will create a panel layout for all floor. So I will select one region, but it will just see where is my supports and so on, and it will just like this, it just created some regions for me. So this one is not looking nice, so actually I don't know why, but I will do it like this. I will update panel layout for one floor face, and I will click on one side, so just close to this edge. So it means my panels will go perpendicular to this one. And now we are just the same like the previous ones. Okay, so it's good for me. Now this is the result I want to have. And so I just split it by one rule, right? But what if I want to modify something? So I have some, let's say, modify panel layout. So I'll do actually a couple of these modifications. So I'll modify this one and just make this as a different size. So yeah, and the splitting from the end, I will leave it like this. So now you see it has changed the layout. So again, if I don't like it to be like this, I can join something, let's say these. I can again split by selecting two lines and just split, let's say, in half, and by using other rules. So it depends how do you want to do that, but there are a few ways how to do that. Okay, so I will leave this one like this, but probably I would like also to do some changes here. So again, just simply change the size of them and this one. So I will need that just to insert different kind of details. So let me just change a couple of these. Okay, good. So now what do I want to do next? Actually, now I would like to renumber these elements. No, actually now I just split it. I made just layout. I just planned, right? So how we are created. But to create panels, you have to go to this one and go to the panel settings and see what options available here. So you can select what kind of floor this will be created, right? So I will create just a thin one. You can insert holes but this time I will skip that. I don't need that. Then you can assign what kind of parameter will be used for the width and the length of the floor, so you can schedule this information later, okay? And at the top you see 4 tabs, so you can define what should be the support length. When support is a wall, when support is a framing element, and when support is a grid. So I will just use this one. I have used framing elements now, so I will use 100 millimeters as a support. So I will save the settings, and now I will create the panels for the floor face. Right, so I will pick just one of these lines, and now you see I have such panels created. If I will go to level 2, individual floors, right? So each of these floors, they have these parameters, width and length, so I can schedule them. And also, you see now that distance of my from the edge of a beam to my floor is 100 millimeters, like I did in the settings. So, okay, let me go ahead and do the same in the create panels for floor face in this area. So I will have the same type panels over here, but I want to make some changes in other areas. I want to create this kind of floor type. I will use the same for the leftovers, and insert holes. Yes, I will select this one and create in this area just different kind of floors. So additionally, you see some, if I'll go to the section, you will see now I have a floor and I have such a just generic cut family, which comes with a software, but I can actually easily do the edits of this profile and just have the form which I need just based on my local manufacturers, right? So I can change the form of these elements and I can build up my family. So everything you will see today, so all the cuts and openings and details, they are just really not restricted. They are just simple Revit families which you can actually modify on your own, right? One more time, go to create panels, settings. I will just change it to this one, just switch off holes, and this one also. So I will save it, and now I will create panels for this one. So we see it's kind of biggy, but anyway, now I will use Smart Details to create something from them. Okay, so now I have panels, right? But I would like to renumber them, so I don't need that anymore. I will go to level 2, and now what I will do, I will select all of the floors. Let me filter the floors, and I will also filter that one big one. I will remove it from selection, and now I will go to the sort mark and go to element numbering. We have different kind of numbering, but this time I will just do the element numbering, right? So it gives me an option for the selected elements. So I will write numbering value to a mark parameter. I can create parameter, but actually I will do it like this. I have already saved my configuration. How do I want to renumber my elements? So I will not group them under any parameter, but I will group, I will number them just based on instance ID. So it means like all of my floors, they will have individual unique mark number, but actually I can use any of instance or type parameters to make them different mark value. Now sorting, I will sort them according to the X and Y position in the model, so I will use that. And then for the sort mark, I will use level number for the numbering. So I will have prefix, then level number, and then suffix, and then the actual number, just based on the instance ID, and sorting rules. So I will click on OK, and it renumbered 55 elements for me. I think I am still selected, so let me go to annotate and then tag all of these elements and just go to the floor. Yeah, we have mark, right, horizontal. Okay, I will place it like this, and I will go here. Okay, so you see I have numbering, just different types of different number in my case. So now I go 2.7, 2.9, and then from here it starts again from 0, from the beginning, just continuing this numbering and going to that direction, and then to that direction, just like I did in my settings. Okay, so I will go back here. Okay, so sort mark, I think it's pretty straightforward. We can take a look what else we can create with the tools from the precast solution. Smart details, I will switch to this one. So smart details, how it could be used. It has configurations, and then you prepare configuration how and what kind of details should be inserted, and then you have options to insert, update, and modify these details, right? So we can just, I think we can just, I don't know, select a couple of these floors and insert some details, right? So insert details, and I will select configuration, which I have prepared also. So I will insert these details. Okay, so you see some girders appeared on the top of my slab. So they are just a bit extended above the slab. So how did I do that? We have configurations of smart details, so I can go straight to configurations, and let's take a look what's in it. So smart details configuration window looks like this. We can use smart details on all of these categories, on curtain panels, on decks, floors, pipes, columns, foundations, and all of these listed here. Then we can save these configurations under different names. So let's say this one, I have used this one. So on the left side, you will see different kind of elements which could be inserted, and on what surface it could be inserted. So we have line-based details, we have point-based details. So these are just regular Revit families, line-based family and point-based family, or generic family. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a few tabs to define how these details should be inserted. So let me go to this one, and you see now I have selected this family to insert on the top face of my floor, because this is category floor, right? Then the rule, how it should be inserted. So there are rules how to distribute in this direction, and there are rules how to distribute in another direction. So I made some setups, some offsets, some maximal spacing rule, how to distribute these details, right? And that's it. So I make these options, and my detail will be distributed. Here on the top right side, there is some options to also just look for elements, look for connections with, let's say, structural framing elements, and then insert details only when you have intersection with the elements, right? So we can look for the intersections, we can look for the we can place on the perimeter of the floor. We can look for the different kind of rules how the elements are connected, and then insert details. So only if the connection rules are met. So we can insert as many details as we want, just based on different rules. We can flip them and so on. So there are a bunch of rules and settings which you can use in different situations. So let's take a look now. Okay, so now we have some details inserted just by defined rule, right? Actually, if you want to, you can modify these details. You can go straight to this tab by selecting detail and click on modify and just, let's say, change the number, change to update. So you can modify only one element, or you can then make changes to the global configuration and update all of the other elements and so on. So just quickly do changes if you need to. Let's take a look to other options, to other few couple examples. I will just filter the floor. Did I? How many of elements? I just deselected all of my elements, so let me do that again. I'll select the floors and I will deselect this biggie one. So now I have 5 floors, right? So I'll insert details and now I'll pick another one, hollow core ends. The configuration is called like this in my case. Okay, so I just wanted to insert, you know, some cadet fans just for the reinforcement anchoring. And let's say I will go to this one and click on modify, and I will go to this tab. And actually, I have already predefined the other detail which should be inserted, but I just didn't insert it yet. But I will do it like this, and I will click on update. So I can just quickly, you know, update the required elements, because like these are the same, but this one is just a bit different. It has some additional cuts at the edge, right? So I can just quickly just switch on additional detail and insert this one. So let's say this kind of floor, then okay, I will just select a couple of these floors and I'll just do it like this. I will actually create double T slabs with this command. Like previously I created this by using structural framing element, but now I think it's pretty cool to use floors for this, because you can easily divide them. Then you can insert any details, right? Let's say I have such a long cut along the floor, then I have just at the support place the cut. Also some connection details on the top. And the cool feature of Smart Details is also that it can read information from the host element, from connecting element. It can read distance from the face to the floor or to the roof and so on. So it has a lot of possibilities, but let's take a look. Now this floor, let me select the floor. So depth of this floor is 2220, right? And now this detail, it reads this depth parameter from the host element and it changes the distance between these details. Because if I will edit this family, you will see that I have 600 distance between these details, right? But this parameter, I read this parameter from the host element and it adopts it. It just changes the distance between my details, right? So I think that this is different, right? Yeah, it has different 2.4 meters. So I will select this detail and you see the distance is like this. So it reads information from the host element. It can read information from the connecting element, from the host element. It can read, like I said, distance from the let's say structural framing element to the floor and so on. And again, you can adjust your size of the detail, size of the opening, whatever. Let me just maybe show another example. I will just do this manually actually. I want to make some changes of these floors. And now I'll insert different details. But again, this one maybe is just really similar, but again, different type of a slab could be created. Okay, just like this one, right? So you can define again different parameters to control the size and the height of holes and so on. So to form the element which you need, and it can also read the width, length, thickness parameters from the floor and so on. Okay, so I'm on this side. Maybe let me just hide this one for a minute. Just okay, a couple of these, insert details, and another one. I think this one, yeah. Just insert them, and again, I will have some deals distributed on the face pretty quickly. Just nowadays, everybody's like, give me that information. So really, more and more details is required. So let's take a look now. Okay, so I placed this kind of line-based detail, right? So just the defined rule, how it should be distributed, and then some balls like this, so they are just a bit inside of a cast unit. So this is again the face-based family, and I made some rules for the first ball and for the other balls. So just to fit in place, right? But what can I do also? I can also delete one selected rule. Let's say I will delete this, and I will pick just this one. So it will delete these balls, and it will delete these balls because they were inserted with one rule. So again, you can add and you can delete quickly just additional elements or just the differences between other elements. So you can quickly adapt to the situation. Okay, so what do I have here? I have this one, and I have numbered all of them. So now let me switch actually to other project. I have it like this. I have already selected some supports. So I will go back again a little bit back to the floor solution, and now I will make some panel settings. I will change it to make it like this. I will save this, and now I will again. I think I will just create panel layout for all floor. So let me do that. So I have different regions, right, in different ways. So maybe I just created a bit different shape. Just I wanted to test on different situations. So yes, now it's a live demo. Okay, let me get back to Revit, and let me see. So these lines are good. They're just going straight to this one. Maybe I just don't want to have my Holocaust slab like this, so I can just join regions, right, to make it as a massive slab or just a cast-in-place unit. Over here, I have some additional supports, like inner supports, so-called. So they are not giving new region, but they are splitting my slabs, right? And I see some areas have wrong direction. So let me just go ahead and click on this side, so I can modify these direction of these floors. So I just want to change it. Okay, good. So I need to switch back and one more time. So, okay, good. Because I want to insert another one example. Just, I don't know if you do that, and it's not really real precast, but whatever. We can take a look. Panel settings. I will go here. I will select the type of the floor which I want to use. I will use this one, and this time I will increase actually the support width around the structural framing elements. Click on Save and click on Create Panels for the floor face. So I will do it like this, right? And one more time over here, and a bit changes in the settings. So I'll make it like this, and another one over here, right? So maybe I just don't want to overlap these. So now I have floor panels like this. So again, they have all the width and the length parameters, but actually what I want to do is to insert some details. So I'll check again. I will select on the floor. So I'll remove that one. And again, I will go back to the smart details actually and insert details and composite deck, this one. So now I just inserted this kind of just line-based detail, which I made a category of structural framing element. And then again, I have the length, I have information about it, I have overlaps which I defined, right? And then I have, I don't know, I just have details like this inserted. So if I will hide that big one, yeah, so now I have these details, let's say, inserted like this. So you can then delete these panels and just leave cast in place units and so on. Just delete all the lines and so on. But if I will, can I just, okay, so they are hiding for me. Maybe structural framing element. I would like to make them a bit transparent. Okay, just wanted to show you that let's say smart details, as I said, they work with a different kind of elements. So now I will just select a couple of structural framing elements and just insert details, let's say, right? And then I will just pick this configuration, just insert some studs. So now you see I have these elements distributed. They're just with a defined step on the top of my beam, right? So it's just a quick way how to again model and then get more into the details. So I will close down this one, and I will go back to that project because I have a couple of examples here, and let's go to the final stage, to the documentation, right? So if you are still working with documentation, because like now more and more guys are just thinking about how to minimize the amount of drawings and so on, but let's take a look. Let's stick to the drawings for the moment. I prepared some configurations and some assemblies. I can create some drawings, right? So I will use smart assemblies for this. And how does this one works? So it has some configurations. All of configurations, they are in computer, they are not related to a project. So all of this you can use in next project, and all of the things you prepare for this project you can use for the next project, right? So what do we have here? We have configuration, name, again, give it a different names, and what can you create? You can create views of assemblies and also create views of model views. So it will show also surrounding elements, not only assembly, but also some other elements. So it will make a section in the model. So you have these two options. What can you create? You can create some standard Revit views, but also some flipped versions additionally to that. We created already flipped versions. Then you can give it a name for every view which you create. You can just add additional views, right? Just as many as you want. Then you can assign different view templates for each of the views. You can assign different dimension rules. So if I'll go to what are dimension rules, there are some rules how to dimension main element, how to dimension cuts, openings, and so on, how to dimension hosted details. Actually, hosted details, we can have model lines, so the dimension line will snap to the exact location where do you want to do that. Then dimensions for the hosted concrete details, for the rebars, dimensioning, switch on, dimensioning, provide information in the node about the element, right? So different kind of stuff, different kind of settings. Then again, just where to locate all of these nodes. So when you create it, you save it, and you can apply this to any of the views, different kind of dimension rules. Then gravity point, it could be inserted, dimensioned, some automatic adjustments of a section heads. Okay, some schedules, so you can create any schedules and a number of schedules and just once in one configuration window, right? And it has options for the schedule template, so it means like you can apply this, you can calculate the instance or the type of assembly. Pretty cool, right? And at the sheet tab, we have also, we can pick the sheet template and apply and distribute elements, just views place on the sheet automatically. So, okay, enough of talking, I will just pick one of this. Let me check if it has mark value. Right, it has mark value, and I will create assembly now for this one. So it will give me option window to choose the configurations. This one is for configurations, right? So this one is good. I have filigran configuration. So I'll click on create and let's see what will be created. Let's wait a couple of moments. Actually, it will be created some views, automatic dimensions. It will automatically include all reinforcement and hosted details in the assembly, so you don't need to tick on each and every element, right? And it will use the sheet template from the template project, so it means like I don't need to prepare now anything. Views will be placed automatically in the locations like in the template project. So okay, I have created this assembly, and if I will go straight to the sheet actually, so you will see now this, everything was done automatically. So let's take a look. Maybe I will just go to the top view and just take a look, right? So now I have all these girders automatically assigned. I have gravity point, I have dimension lines for the gravity point, I have all these set just dimensions just in the middle of my girders. So I just have model line inside this family, so I can snap my dimension lines in the exact location where do I want to do that. Okay, I have schedules for the reinforcement, for the details. Where is the section? Okay, section from just along the panel, right? So we have some kind of dimensions for the total dimensions and so on. So also in my configurations, the legend is also located. So all this legend could be like in the place you define, right? So you don't need to drag at least these elements. So reinforcement, yeah, reinforcement view is also auto-dimensioned of rebars just by type and so on. So, and then again, you need to, if you need to finish something, you just add your manual input also, delete something, add something. Let's say I will switch to another one, which I created also by using the same configuration, but it was just a bit different size, so I had to move views aside. But anyway, the automatic dimensions, just like this, just right. So all of my area reinforcement, because I have used area reinforcement because I have floors, right? So I can use area reinforcement. So again, this one is not necessary because it doesn't have this, but anyway, this is at least what you can get. All of, let's say, these details, they are just automatically tracked, right? So you don't need to do that manually. Let me go back to 3D view, maybe just create another assembly. Let me select and show you that smart assemblies actually it works with individual elements. So if I select two floors and click on create assembly, so it will not create one assembly, it will create two assemblies, right? Because it works with, as I said, with individual elements. So if I will select this different configuration and click on OK, so it will create one assembly and another assembly. So I don't need to separate these manually. So now I will get my drawings, my assemblies, and again, everything will be the same way as it is in the template project. So let me go to here. So I have sheet template like this, and another sheet template Okay, just assembly views over here. So okay, so I created like this. This is example with that composite sheeting. Again, I just inserted in the middle of this floor, but I can also just distribute these elements, right? If I will use smart details, and I have big floor, so I can just create, modify details, and then just define how this should be inserted. Some offset from the beginning, some number, and the distance between elements, and the family, where to place it, and it could be inserted just like this. Just cut this panel and so on. So it really gives a lot of possibilities how to use it. And I was talking about smart assemblies. I mentioned all of these template projects. So maybe I should show you that you can have such a project with different kind of assemblies. And let's say I have here filigran slab. So I made it just like this. You prepare the configuration, you place the sheet on the views on the sheet, and the same way these views will be placed on the sheet. Let's say I have a wall, it has two sheets, I prepare all of the views, how they should be inserted, and then I will create the wall in that other project, in the new project. It will place views the same way. So whatever I have, I can prepare all of the assemblies for the different situations, different sizes of elements, because yeah, it depends on the size, right? Because yeah, it will overlap or whatever. So you can have all these different situations and prepare your the way it works. Okay, maybe Smart Assemblies has actually another feature, cool feature. Let me see if I have this one, and I have just a couple of same floors in my project. Smart Assemblies has this functionality to manage same type assemblies. So show primary and secondary assemblies. So I will select this. It will show me same type assemblies. If I will show on primary, it means this one has drawings. So if I will make modifications to this assembly, let's say, I don't know, just I will place some detail, maybe manually. Can I have something? Yeah, whatever. Let's say a bubble. So I will do like this, and I will update this assembly. So this didn't make changes to my assembly, so I need to update it. And now it will, if I didn't switch off actually the dynamic update, let me see. Anyway, we can repeat that if it will not make it. So now, yeah, dynamic update actually is on. So you will see now all of these secondary assemblies were updated, right? So it could be face-based detail, it could be cut, it could be reinforcement, right? Added to the slab, and then you do that, you do the update, it will move all these elements in the primary assembly, it will copy all these elements and make the same changes in the secondary assemblies. So that's cool feature when you let's say you are just modeling all the elements, and then you will add some kind of, let's say, I don't know, reinforcement later, right? So it's really cool just to have this update. Okay, I just forgot to make it like this. Okay, so anyway, just an example how to, let's say, initially use the area reinforcement to reinforce that. Okay, so that's, I think that's what I wanted to tell you. And let me maximize my window. And if I will switch on my slides again, you will, again, I want to point out once again that you can have free trial of any of these tools. If you go to our webpage, you will download this tools for BIM doc. Yeah, from here, step 1, download, and step 2, just go to this store tab, get a trial, just fill the form, and you will get the trial for 2 weeks. And this is my email. If you have questions later, if you want to ask for the record, if you want to, I don't know, just whatever. So if you have questions, it would be good to see them. Or so I will wait a few minutes if you'll say something. Any kind of response is appreciated. If you see it as a potential tool, or how does it look to you, it's really good to know. But it's really cool, I think, and so today we just talked about one part, but later we will have these additional webinars about walls, about columns, framing elements, and so on. Also, you can always take a look to Precast webinar and see if there is something you like. Okay, so I think there are no questions, actually. I don't see them. So thank you for attention. And, I think we have one question. So let me, yeah, if you talk about the families, so yeah, these are just the demo families. So some of the families you can reach by going to help files, maybe just to see some examples. If you go to Smart Details, let's say Smart Details, all of our tools, we have a help page. If you go to help page, you will find webinar information about the how to use it and some, let's say, sample projects. So a couple of families will be available here. After we sell the tools, we do the trainings, and then we share more of the families usually. So I think that's it. That's all of the questions, and yeah, have a good day, I guess, for you. And bye-bye. Take care.